Hello everyone, welcome back to Sulekha Physics classes. It is the most easiest way to learn all the concept of physics through this class. Okay, so today I am coming with fifth part of chapter electromagnetic induction. And in this part we will discuss about mutual induction, then mutual inductance and also mutual inductance in case of two long coaxial solenoid. Okay, so let us start with today's topic, that is mutual induction. What is this mutual induction? Right, so before starting this topic, let us revise what we had studied in the last class. We had discussed about self-induction and this is mutual induction. What is self-induction? If suppose this is a coil, okay, and suppose a current is flowing through this coil, and if this current is variable, if I is variable, then what happens? The magnetic flux linked with the coil also changes and induced EMF is produced in the same coil, and also induced current is produced when the coil is closed, and this induced current is produced in the same coil in which current is passing through it. That's why it is called self-induction. But our today's topic is mutual induction. What does it mean? Suppose this current is flowing in one coil and there is another coil, right? Suppose there are two coils and this current is flowing in this suppose first coil and this another coil, neighboring coil is second coil. If current is flowing in this coil, then by any means EMF is induced in this second coil. Okay, I will tell you the reason why EMF is induced in this one. But what is this mutual induction? If a current is flowing in one coil and that current is variable, then an EMF is induced not in the same coil like self-induction. An EMF is induced in the neighboring coil, right? And this phenomena is called mutual induction. Okay, so you can write in this one as the phenomenon of production of induced EMF in one coil, okay, due to a change of current in the neighboring coil, right? This is called mutual induction. If current is changing in one coil, EMF and is induced in another coil, right? This is mutual induction. Why this happens? Why current is changing in one coil and EMF is induced in another coil? Let us discuss this one. Suppose this, okay, this first coil, we pass a current through this first coil with the help of the supply. Okay, first coil, this one is called primary coil, right? And this second coil is called secondary coil. Now, suppose the current I or you can take in first coil I1. Suppose I1 current flows through this first coil, that is primary coil. What happens when current is flowing through a coil? Magnetic field also produced, right? So magnetic field lines passes through this coil, right? Like this one. And this magnetic field lines also passes through the neighboring coil, right? in this way. Okay, so if current I1 is passing through this first coil, then magnetic field lines passes through first coil, right? And if magnetic field lines passes through this first coil, then it also, we can write magnetic field lines also passes through neighboring coil, means second coil, right? And if this current I1 is primary coil is variable, then what happens? If I1 is variable, if I1 in the primary coil changes, then magnetic field lines in this first coil also changes. And if magnetic field lines in this coil changes, it means magnetic field lines in this coil, second coil also changes. So we can write, if I1 is variable in first coil, then magnetic flux phi 2 in second coil also changes, and due to this change in magnetic flux in the second coil, and EMF is induced in second coil, and if the coil is closed one, then induced current is also produced in the second coil. Induced current in second coil, right? So if current, variable current is passing through the first coil and induced EMF is produced, and hence induced current is produced in the second coil. This phenomena is called mutual induction. This whole process, this is called mutual induction. Mutual means if current is flowing in one coil and EMF is induced in another coil. Okay, so this is mutual induction. Now I am going to write relation between current passing through the first coil and this flux change in the second coil, right? What is the relation between current and flux? Greater the current in the first coil, greater the flux changes in the second coil. This is directly proportional, and from here we can find mutual inductance. Okay. So mutual inductance. Now, if greater the current passing through this first coil, greater number of field lines passes through this second coil, it means greater flux linked with this second coil. It means at any instant of time, at any instant, magnetic flux linked with the second coil is directly proportional to the current passing through the first coil. So you can write total magnetic flux in second coil, let us take phi 2, right? Total magnetic flux in the second coil is directly proportional to current passing through this first coil. And if you remove this proportionality constant, we get MI1. And this M is called what? Mutual inductance or coefficient of mutual induction. So M becomes phi 2 total by I1. This M is called mutual inductance or coefficient of mutual induction, you can write. Okay, so from here we can define this mutual inductance. If this current I1 is 1 ampere, right? Then this M becomes phi 2 total, right? So we can define from here this mutual inductance or coefficient of mutual induction is numerically equal to the total magnetic flux linked with the second coil when unit current flows through the first coil. In this way we can define mutual inductance, right? And its SI unit is also once again like self inductance. SI unit is Henry, right? Capital H. And 1 Henry is equal to what? This Weber, this ampere. 1 Weber per ampere. Okay. So this is mutual inductance in terms of magnetic flux, right? Now, in another expression using Faraday's law, what happens when this current is variable? When this current is I1 is variable, this magnetic flux phi 2 linked with the second coil also changes. Greater the change in this current, greater is the magnetic flux linked with the coil changes and greater EMF is produced. So from Faraday's law, we can write magnetic flux, rate of change of this magnetic flux in the second coil is directly proportional to the EMF induced in it. Okay, so we can write, I'm going to rub this one, right? Okay. Now what happens? From Faraday's law, right, EMF induced in the second coil, secondary coil is equal to rate of change of flux, total flux in the secondary coil, right? This E2 equal to minus d phi 2 theta total by dt. And from here, phi 2 total is what? Mi1. You put here minus d by dt Mi1, right? This M is constant, you take outside, minus M di1 by dt. This is E2, right? And from here, if you take only magnitude, then this E2 is M di1 by dt, right? And from here, M becomes M equal to E2 by di1 by dt. So from this formula also we can define mutual inductance of two coils. How we define this mutual inductance? If di1 by dt equal to 1, if di1 by dt equal to 1 ampere per second, in that case what? This M becomes equal to E2. It means this mutual inductance or coefficient of mutual induction of two coils is numerically equal to the EMF induced in the secondary coil when rate of change of current in the primary coil is what? Unity. So in this way we can define coefficient of mutual inductance in terms of EMF. So from here, in terms of flux, we can define this is numerically equal to the total flux linked with the second coil when unit current flows through it. And here we can define this mutual inductance is numerically equal to the total EMF induced in the second coil when rate of change of current in the primary coil is 1 ampere per second. Okay, I hope you have understood all these things. Please note down. Then next we will discuss mutual inductance in case of two long coaxial solenoid. Okay, write down. mutual inductance of two long coaxial solenoids. Coaxial means the two solenoids have the same center, same axis. So now we are going to derive this mutual inductance of two long coaxial solenoids. Suppose there is one solenoid, this one, right? Suppose this is outer solenoid S1, and there is another solenoid which have the same axis as that of this one. Axis of this solenoid is like this one, na? So there is another solenoid inside this one, right? Inner solenoid. This, suppose inner solenoid is S2, and suppose length of both the solenoid is L. Okay, let L be length of each solenoid, right? Now this outer solenoid has radius, suppose R1. Let outer solenoid S1 has R1 radius, A1 area of cross section, and also suppose N1 be number of turns per unit length. Okay. In the same way, let us suppose that length is same for both the solenoid, outer and inner. R2 for inner solenoid, okay, R2 be radius, A2 be area of cross section, N2 be the number of turns, right? Okay. Now suppose variable current I1 is passing through this outer solenoid S1, okay, and due to this variable or changing current, due to this current, magnetic field is set up inside this outer solenoid, and it is given by magnetic field inside the outer solenoid is given by, suppose, B1, and you know what is the formula for magnetic field inside the solenoid? B equal to mu naught. Outer solenoid means number of turns N1, current is I1. This is magnetic field inside the outer solenoid, and this magnetic field lines also passes through the inner solenoid. So magnetic field inside the inner solenoid is also the same, B1 equal to mu naught N1 I1, and due to this magnetic field lines, magnetic flux linked with each coil of the inner solenoid is, and write, magnetic flux linked with each coil of inner solenoid is what? This phi 2 equal to B1 A2. Why B1? Because magnetic field is same. Whatever the magnetic field inside this first outer solenoid is also the magnetic field in the inner solenoid S2, right? So phi 2 equal to B1 A2. A2 is area of cross section of the inner solenoid. This is magnetic flux linked with each coil of the inner solenoid, right? Now what is this total magnetic flux? Total magnetic flux linked with the second coil, phi 2 total. This is equal to, suppose N2 be the number of turns, capital N2 be number of turns in inner solenoid. Okay. So this phi 2t total flux linked with the inner solenoid becomes N2 into, each coil has magnetic flux phi 2. So N2 phi 2, right? And you know this phi 2 becomes what? B1A2. So you write N2 B1A2. And N2 is what? If you want to write in terms of a small n, number of turns per unit length, this N2 is number of turns per unit length. So you write N2 as N2 into L. N2 L. And B1 is what? B1 is mu naught N1 I1. Mu naught N1 I1. And you just write A2 or pi R2 square, simply write area. Okay, this is total magnetic flux linked with the inner solenoid. Now also you know that this phi 2 T total equal to what? M I1, right? So from here you put this value in place of phi 2 T, M I1. Then from this equation, first and second, you compare, this becomes M I1 equal to this mu naught. You simply take N1, N2 both together, N1, N2, then I1, L, area 2. I1 get cancelled. This M becomes what? M becomes mu naught N1 N2 L area 2. This is the value for coefficient of mutual induction or mutual inductance of two long coaxial solenoids. M equal to mu naught N1 N2 L into A2. You can also write in terms of capital N1, capital N2 also. Okay, in that case you write this one, I write this one. Okay, so in terms of N1 and N2, this M equal to mu naught. N1 is capital N1. N1 is the number of turns in the outer solenoid. N1 by L. This N2 is also N2 by L. Then L A2. So below denominator L, one L is cancelled, only one L is left, this A2. You can write in this way also. Okay. M equal to mu naught N1 N2 A2 by L. This is the expression for mutual inductance of two long coaxial solenoids. Hope you have understood all these things. Note down, right? You can write here magnetic flux linked with each coil of inner solenoid S2. Okay. So now I am going to end the class. In the next video, we will solve some numericals based on these topics, self-induction and mutual induction. Okay students, up to then, bye-bye. Take care students. Thank you.